My next guest is a John Peter Wall.
Like a hill tribe village for a week, which we did, which was
You
quite
smoke
surreal.
opium there?
We did, and it's surreal. And all the guys in the village, they were singing songs, and I recorded it on the dictaphone. And I've still got that.
I was like Singapore, like cracking down on loitering at the beach, or I don't know.
And that's when you walked in. I looked really comfortable. I already looked like I had my slippers on, and I'd been there a long time. That's good. I pulled it off. I was there smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, come in, young man. Well, welcome. Nervous. Anything you need to know. He's a lovely kid. He's intelligent, but there's something's happening. He just keeps throwing himself on the floor and he can't sit still. So it's just swept under the carpet.
At first, I thought that I was like a beacon of light that they were seeking wisdom from. They're able to just drop all those constrictions that they've had their whole lives.
Different cultures could actually be used to open up like a window of opportunity.
So if something's on your mind and you want to talk about it, let's do it.
I mean, there's lots of stuff happening, but I don't know if it's appropriate or relative.
It's absolutely 100% appropriate. I'll tell you, Fool, we need to not have secrets. And so basically, tell me your deepest.
She was still had like a bee in a bonnet about it, and I'm like, well, that's the line in the sand. I said, if you want me to resign, you want your teacher, so be it.
The psychological challenge is being proactive in a reactive society.
And then suddenly we're thrown into the situation where we are reunited with her, basically on her deathbed in hospital. So you know what? I think I saw her at the moment of passing.
Wow.
It can't be nice sitting on a ship when the Luftwaffe are coming down on you, and you kind of think mum and dad, they'll be there and there'll be some stability and we'll work it out in the end. And then either it's bad news or it's really bad news. That's a great question. And that was it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, give me the juicy stuff. I mean, did you find like a diary or box of dildos?
Right now, to get you in there, at the time, man, wait, get out.
So do you think you did anything that made her feel like you abandoned her?
I think it's possible. Like, if you see me in the street, don't say hi, mum. Just okay. I accept that. Yeah. No problem with that. But can we still have a cup of tea sometime and have a pint and have a chat and laugh about it and do your Renaissance thing? Even biologically, the prefrontal cortex is not quite developed. And so, yeah, I felt mixed emotions and I didn't express myself clearly all the time or well.
You have some experience of me in blackout mode.
You didn't share that information with me, or what turned that potential dual destructive into dual positive?
I would tap into something spiritually, like cosmic, almost like it's a make or break type situation. Like I think we had something special and we could have made a toxic relationship last long. Dong.
Buy some Cao Lao.
And then and then
that's brutal, man.
I was doing like a shot of that as like a healthy thing. We both were willing to just throw it all away.
In the library.
I mean, I got a high partly because I was doing a lot of drugs, but also from you get high when you go out for a fight. I mean, that's pretty intense. You're fighting in front of all these people, lights, adrenaline junkie. And actually, I was already over my prime and I knew it. I got one more main event fight that made a decent amount of money. And I, in my heart, I think I knew I need to although I liked raw opium when I did that in India. Like I just chewed on the bitter raw opium. But like generally the opiates, I was definitely the go fast, not the get irritated at.
What was the process to get to the point where you don't? Well, there's no temptation.
No, I mean it took a long time, maybe honesty speak, to talk about it, to not lie about it, and be upfront about it was important. So because about my incident with the Japanese students that I lost at the beach and got arrested, woke up in the jail. I like psychedelics. I've had nothing but good experiences. I don't think they should be used. I don't think it should be used a lot. Things. Actually, we've got these frogs here, but I think you have to kill them and suck the blood out of their back leg vein or something. I don't really want to do that. But
I think ask the question again. How did you get to the point of?
Yeah, it was the
happily-
Japanese exchange student incident. In jail, them telling me that basically the Russian that I knocked off his bike was trying to like press charges and get me deported from Thailand, and so 100% analytical.
Just
Probably
cut
the only
through.
rational thing in my life that is stronger than my emotions.
Okay.
It freed me, and I walked home, showed up barefoot. She was so sad too because she was so concerned and she hadn't
Wow.
slept, and then I had to tell her like she was afraid I was accident. So, you know, she was thinking she was calling a hospital. She hadn't called the police station. You know what I mean, I'm like, we've already killed 4 of them before. I mean, that would have to be weigh on your soul.
It weighs, man.
I bet it's your decision, but if you do it, I never want to see your face again. You actually experience being locked down in your cold room, no taverns open, and all gray skies, snowed in, isolation. I mean, that.
Well, I welcomed it like a kind
that.
of somebody who would do some, you know, there's some story in some woman in Spain who sat in a hole for 500 days to prove that it could be done or something. Just
is Thailand woke proof? Because
I need a definition about
wokeness.
About work. If you can't define it, how can it be one fixed ideology?
Then let's just say it's Marxism. You probably have a better background. Marxism seems like a European phenomenon. It never did infiltrate. The purpose of Marxism would be to start a class war. So I guess that is what's going on. They've pitted age, classes, age against age, race against race, sex against sex. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I don't know. Comfortable with this topic. We'll move on to the next one.
No. I love it.
I don't get it. I don't know what the hell this woke, but I do know that something is attacking the fabric of, I think, all Western society. Go with the government narrative that don't have a dialogue. You're not allowed to have a dialogue. If you disagree, there are some real conversations to have here. And that the woke ideology is going to just say, this is how it is. And if you try to debate on it, your words are violence. And it's the Marxist Soviet spies that have been working at this for the last 50 years, possibly. Violent protest, it just seems out of line, out of character for the things they stand for. I don't want a gun. I'm not going to kill my baby, but if you guys want to do that, go ahead, do whatever you want. Small government, bring our troops home. If you're woke, then tell me. I would love to have the discussion.
No,
because like I said, the medical professionals that had a voice that were trying to project legitimate concerns about vaccines were silenced. So
how many papers you published already?
I don't know, Google Scholared me. I think 6, maybe. At the very least, something that we should have a debate about. No. If you want to debate that, we're going to give you death threats. And that's, do you support that? I don't talk bad about people who want to get it, but do you look at me as like, I'm unethical? Because they said that I was killing people by not getting my vaccine. And they have like this brain pathogen where they're triggered easily.
Certain groups just missed out on very developmentally important periods of their life, and that's unforgivable.
The words they use are almost exact opposite of what they actually stand for. That's why this wokeness is not to be awakened. Let's just
social responsibility. We want social connection. We want justice. So my biggest fear of your country is that the right, the Republicans, are going to use this argument about wokeism, which they don't understand, to create some kind of civil war. They're taking themselves far too seriously. What's happening is people are using an excuse.
Yes.
One, it's a question of semantics. 2, we don't really know what woke means. Thirdly, it's a general breakdown, failure of moral education and judgment in the world. Selfish, confused,
now
idiotic. When was the last landslide in American history?
The peace plan is basically arm the Ukraine and until all of their military dies. Like, are we helping Ukraine by giving them weapons and not fight. And so, I mean, either attack Russia or negotiate. I mean, I don't know as much about European history as you might or might not. I don't know. I know there's a lot of issues with Soviets and Europeans and Nazis and all this fighting and stuff going back and forth. He's been very consistent with what he says. And I think there was every reason for us to know that he would be provoked. And at least just have a ceasefire. Let's talk about it. A woke poster would say, no way. Not willing to.
I'd say Putin has to die. And
don't we have lasers on like satellites that kill him then? I mean, I don't care about Putin. I'm talking about human rights here. Like how is it fair to the Ukrainians to just, I would like to have the right to not be conscripted and have to fight. The idea that Ukraine would be part of NATO, I think, was kind of selling a pipe dream.
Why?
Let's go ahead and talk about
they do
the animosity for the French instead, real quick. Let me just put this in another historical context. I still feel like the longer it goes on, the more Russia is going to take.
There'd be like a peace, but an uneasy peace.
Yeah, and it's going to be ugly for generations for sure. Yeah. It still seems reasonable to negotiate peace at this point.
Sign an agreement.
Yeah.
Work it out. 2 or 3 years, 5 years. And then if you want to do it again, all right, off you go, mate.
In her case, in her age, if the doctor would come to the house and take everybody's tonsils out if one person had tonsillitis to prevent, as a preventive measure. So I'm here anyway, you might as well take out your tonsils, and you're like pituitary glands, like it's some extension of some part of your brain that may help in secreting hormones. It seems like a viable possibility that should be looked into more. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about that vaccine. I'm sure you'll be fine. No sudden cardiac arrest or anything.
We're doing this for therapy processes, so.
Whoa, are you slurring your words?
Did you? It's stuck.
I respect that.
And then
I respect you.